Hey, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and we're continuing on with our custom variations for competitive play in Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. And today we're going to be talking about the Goddess of Virtue, Cetrion. So yeah, if you've been wondering how to play Cetrion or what custom variations to use, then stick around and we'll get right into it. Okay, for the first variation, I just wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way because if you look up the best Cetrion custom variation, everyone's going to say the same thing. It's going to be this one. This is the one that Dragon uses in tournament. This is the one that you're seeing lots of Cetrion players use because custom variations just made an already good character, probably one of the best 3 characters in the game, that is Cetrion, with this custom variation. So the first thing to look at is the Earthquake. The Earthquake is a very effective zoning move. It tracks, it hits your opponent anywhere on screen, doesn't matter where they are. So it's a great full screen zoning move. Pairing it with Hell's Wrath is just extremely good. So you're going to be throwing in, you know, all of this kind of stuff just to really get under your opponent's skin, make them hate their lives. So Cetrion, very good zoner, but she also has some pretty good stuff that she can do up close with this variation, and that brings us to her Tornado. The Tornado is a really good move because it restands and leaves her pretty plus on hit. So if you go into it and you use it as an amplify, then you get your plus 10 on hit and your opponent is restand. So basically you can use this at the end of a combo in order to get additional pressure. Say you go into, you know, this combo, well then you can go into this and now you can throw, or you can basically do whatever you want, and that allows you to have really solid pressure with Cetrion. Cetrion is supposed to be like a zoning character, I think, but even up close with the Tornado combined with her other stuff in this variation, she basically just becomes all around one of the best characters in the game. She can play from far, she can play from close, she can do all this different kind of stuff. And then in addition, we have one of the best, if not the best, teleports in the game. That is her H2O port. You can use defensive meter to adjust where it goes if you want to stay in place. I don't know why you would, but some people do. And then basically it just has fast startup compared to a lot of teleports, and it has very low recovery compared to a lot of teleports. So it's one of, if not the best teleport in the game, and she gets it for 1 slot, which is pretty nice. So altogether, these 3 moves make her pretty potent from just about every imaginable distance that you can play on the screen. So, you know, again, you can be annoying people with the Hell's Wrath, getting in, and using combos that, you know, allow you to take advantage of the Tornado that gets you more. And so Cetrion's not doing big, you know, 20-hit combos or whatever, but she will absolutely melt a health bar with her constant resets and constant pressure, constant long-range pressure. You know, she can mess you up with all kinds of stuff. Of course, when your opponent is, you know, trying to get in by jumping over your stuff, if you condition them into this, then of course you're going to hit them with this big crushing blow, hitting them in the face with that. So, you know, she just has a lot of really annoying zoning tools, and she's really hard to get in on. And then once you manage to get in on her in a competent player's hands, she is still really deadly. So this is the first variation that we're just looking at real quick, and this is the one that Dragon uses and a lot of other Cetrion players are using. So if you want to get into something a little more unique, something that I like to run in addition to this, when I just, you know, I don't always just like to run the most used one because it's optimal or whatever. Optimal is boring a lot of times. So if you want to look at another one, let's go on to variation number 2. Alright, for the second variation, just before we get into it, just like always, I want to ask if you're enjoying the content, if it's helping you out, you're getting some kind of value out of it, make sure you like and subscribe, make sure you leave a comment down below if you have other suggestions for Cetrion or future videos you'd like to see. Alright, anyway, so for this one, basically the main difference is I have turned this into just a dedicated zoning Cetrion. So we still have the Earthquake, and we still have the teleport because these 2 moves are just really good. Now the main thing is I would probably be crucified by a lot of people for this, but I actually got rid of the tornado and instead have added the ability to delay her boulder. So, of course, she can throw the high boulder or the low boulder, but if you're really, really keeping your opponent on their toes, then you can actually delay it with this ability equipped. You can delay both of them for quite a long time. So, you know, you can delay it up to 147 frames, which is quite a few. 149 for the low boulder. So if your opponent, if you're kind of conditioning them to various things and you want to switch up the timing of your boulders, this can be very, very good for that. This can throw a lot of people off and you'll catch a lot of people. It's very similar to a strategy in Street Fighter, which has always been that fireballs thrown with different strengths of, like, if you use light punch, heavy punch, or medium punch or whatever, they have different speeds and they travel different distances. It's a very, very fundamental thing about the fireball game in the Street Fighter series is you switch up the speeds at which you're throwing the fireballs to try and catch opponents jumping, catching them trying to go under them, you know, whatever it is they're doing. It's a very, very similar concept here. So you might be throwing them normally, you're using this, you're using that, but then once you get them kind of used to that, they jump and then you hold it and wait till they land to hit them with that one. You know what I mean? So it really is just an excellent way to continue zoning out your opponent. Again, you will make your opponent hate your life. They will hate you with a passion using this variation. But you know, that's okay. That's not so bad. As long as you're winning, who cares? Unless you're playing Shiva and then we all hate you. So anyway, alright, that's pretty much it for Cetrion. The previous variation is the one you're going to see in all the tournaments and all the competitive play, but I like being able to delay the boulder throw just for the sake of being able to throw off the opponent, switch up the timing so that they have to guess at what strength and at what speed you're going to throw these things out, and so it makes it harder for them to approach unless they're Jade, and then she can just glow and avoid all of it regardless. So anyway, alright, that's going to do it for Cetrion. Yep, we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Be blessed.